All right, Nancy's with us in Chicago. Nancy, your question for Rachel and I.
Hi, Dave. Hi, Rachel.
Hey, Nancy.
My husband and I have our 24-year-old son living at home. He is only working part-time, and he is one class away from his 4-year degree. And we know we've enabled him, but at this point, we just want him to move forward.
Is he in class?
He is not.
Okay.
After the December graduation date that he didn't make, he said he was sick of school, and he blamed the teacher. He is planning on taking it this fall, however.
Mm-hmm.
You
don't make him sound very appealing.
Oh, okay. No, because we feel that he's taking advantage of us.
Yeah, he's unmotivated. He's sitting on his butt. He's being contrary.
Exactly.
He's entitled and everything else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Well, Rachel deals with a lot of folks in that generation that she's interacting with. I deal with them because I've got them as children at that age. My son is 22. Not facing those kinds of things with him, but not even close. But Rachel, I mean, what's your input? Almost from a peer to peer, how would you expect us to? If Daniel did that, what would happen at our place?
Well, through the perspective of the Ramsey family, Mom and Dad really didn't give us an option to move back home, period. For a transitional period between college graduation and, moving and getting that first job. I mean, there was a little leeway for, 2 to 3 months we could.
Or if there had been an extreme emergency.
Yes,
I mean, you knew
absolutely.
you were loved.
Yeah, absolutely. But it was an expectation, basically, that we would never move back home, and we kind of had to be out on our own. Once we left the nest, it was up to us to survive. And so what I would say probably peer-to-peer more to him is I would just want him and this whole generation to be able to be self-supporting adults. And I think that's just good for him overall. And I think part of that is working. And I think getting out, at 8 o'clock in the morning and coming back at 5 p.m. after a long day's work, you just feel like you've accomplished something. I think that gives him confidence. And I think that's just good for him overall. And so I would encourage you to force him to work. I know you said he's working part-time, but to go get another job or even 2 more jobs and just start this flow, because it's so easy, I think, for so many people, when you sit at home and there's not much going on, it's so easy to be unmotivated. And I think that ball can roll so fast down the hill. And so I would have a goal for him to say, hey, by this date, you're moving out. And so whatever you have to do between now and then, you need to get it done. Or you need to have X amount of money saved and then you need to move out. But kind of just have a plan for him. I think kind of wandering through life where there is no expectations or deadlines or guidelines, I think he is going to fall into that because I think you guys have allowed that. So,
and he doesn't have any.
We have allowed it.
Yeah,
we have allowed it.
He doesn't have any dignity where he
No.
is. He doesn't feel good about himself.
He doesn't.
And so I would sit down with him and you and your husband together need to be in agreement on this and just say, you know what, we love you. You have no dignity like this. You're on track to do nothing. And so here's our situation. We are going to love you well. You have to move out. And here's the date that we expect you to move out. And you can put it out there a little ways. It can be 2, 3, 4, 5 months, whatever. I don't care. But you need to be aiming at that. And in order for you to stay here during that time, here's what you're going to do. You're going to get 2 more jobs. You're not staying out all night partying. You are going to get up in the morning and do something, exercise or something. You are going to register and get the class finished. And if you do all of that, you can live here for free for this 2-month, 3-month, 5-month thing, whatever it is. But that's how you pay rent to get to stay here. If you're unwilling to do all of that, pack your stuff now. Because this is us loving you well. You are not going to sit here in this state. We're not going to do it anymore. And we love you too much to allow you to become a spineless jellyfish that's worthless, and we're not going to do it. We love you. We think you've got incredible potential, and so you're going to get 3 jobs. You are going to save money. You're going to avoid debt. You're going to attend church. You're going to exercise, and you're going to take this class. And if you do all those things, you can stay here for X number of time. At the end of that time, whether you do them or not, you need to move out. But by the time that's over, you'll be ready to move out because you'll have money and you'll have the dignity of living on your own and making your own decisions. But you can't stay here past that. It's not doing you any good. We love you. We'd love for you to stay, but it's not good for you, and so we're not going to let you.
Okay.
That's kind of how I would go at it.
And I think, that first conversation, I mean, because I'm 25, almost 26, so I'm around his age. And so that's going to be, there will be some growing pains with this. That's going to be a hard conversation for him to possibly grasp, a hard conversation as a mom, I would think. So I think, the first few months that may be difficult, but I think in 2 years, he's going to look up at 26 years old with a job, a college degree, living out on his own, and he's going to be so thankful that you guys did this.
Well, we have had that talk with him, but we haven't been firm.
And you haven't given it set deadlines?
No, we haven't, so it won't be.
You need to put it on the refrigerator door. Put the move out date in red on the refrigerator door.
Yeah, that's the next thing that we need to do.
Yeah.
And we've been talking about it, so this is absolutely perfect.
Yeah, and it's not being mean. I'm not suggesting you're being mean. I'm just suggesting you're loving him well, because eagles aren't eagles until they fly. And they can't fly in the nest. Turkeys sit in the nest. Eagles fly. And that you want to raise eagles. That's what we're trying to do. And that's love. Mama eagles, they wouldn't love their child and let it sit in the nest till it takes over the whole thing. They push them out of the nest. They literally push them out of the nest in the wild, make them fly. And that's not mean. It's so that you can spread your wings and be what God created you to be. And you're not that and sitting in your mama's den watching Oprah reruns, for goodness sakes. Rachel, we talk a lot about this idea of teaching to grow money smart kids. Part of that is to teach humility and gratitude and help them grow in those areas. And sometimes the antidote for entitlement is gratitude, isn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly right. I think parents, their fear is that they're raising entitled kids. And I think, if you have a heart of gratitude and you are a grateful person overall, it's hard to be entitled because you're just grateful with where you're at in your situation, everything you have. I mean, a grateful heart doesn't have room for an entitled heart. And so out of that, though, as well, I think gratitude, you have to be humble and you have to have humility. And you can't, when you're humble, you're not expecting everything. You're thinking of others.
Yeah, tied up in entitlement is a sense of arrogance. That's the opposite of the humility there. I'm entitled to this. I'm due this. And there's always an arrogance that goes with that. Because I breathe, because I walk the earth and have graced you with my presence. That's entitlement crap. And so, hey, that's the opposite of humility. And so teach your kids to say thank you and freaking mean it. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.